What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Friday to all of you. The last day of May. Let's fill it with winners. I had a tough month. The last 2 days have been good, black, profitable days, and I'd like to end. And the last 2 Fridays, which historically has been a bad day for me, are being very good. So I'm excited about this card. I'm excited about this show. We got Donnie Rightside joining us. We also have King Rail joining us. We have a play of the day video for UFC Stockholm from the fight analyst. We also have a parlay that begins with this UFC Stockholm from Mr. Fatfizz. Both of them making their betting with the bag debuts. We have a video from number 1, and then we put a bow on this weekend with none other than Freddie Fortune, who has seemed very concerned around the office after Larry's video yesterday. He's been very concerned. So I'm pumped. I'm excited. We have a lot of work to do. I need to get through these games. We're being joined in 26 minutes by Mr. Donnie Rightside. So I wanted to have at least touched on each of these games. The games that I already have plays on, we're just going to briefly talk about, because the games that I don't have plays on yet that I will be adding. But we will go over the lineups and the odds for each game. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. We got Vinny Cornell, Lamont Williams. This guy cashes and cashes and cashes. Lamont Williams is on the parlay. Boston first 5 money line, full game money line, and Boston solo over. Correlated parlay. Copy and paste that from our guy Lamont Williams. Here we go. And L is also on the Red Sox team total over 4.5 minus 125. And L is also on Nationals first 5 minus a half at plus 100. And Marlins first 5 at plus 135. And Cubs plus 112. Yanks guy in the house. We got on point wagers. He's on the under 9. Joe Rich Ramirez. Samuel Adias in the house. Or Samuel Atias. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but Samuel is in the house ready to go. Underdog, Ron Crawford, Jermaine Green, Jorge, don't play. YMW 250, we got JD, Coco Bongo, Guillermo, Jace Gum, Bada Boom. YMW says, Jimmy, you know that Golden State's going to win 4 straight. Please lock me in. Yeah, I've been laughing at you guys who keep telling me that over and over again. Everybody said they were going to win 4 straight yesterday, and they did not. And everybody said the Raptors weren't going to win 4 straight against the Bucks, and you're a homer, and you're a square. How many times I got called square for being on the Raptors first half full game yesterday? I love it, YMW. You give us a better market. Bada boom, what up? Joe and Nisi in the house, W-O-B. Oh, this is Kobe James. Okay, it's Kobe James, my guy. Guys, sorry. I would be a little nicer there. YMW, I love Kobe. Okay, Kobe James in the house. Ron Lofton, Ron Crawford, F. Felix, Milwaukee team total over 4.5 looks very good today. Had yesterday. I'm on that play as well. There's our guy Alex Ramirez. Walla Dose. Playoff Streets 414. Milltown. Flipper 13 says, wife seems suddenly interested in Miami trip. My odds have gone from 10 to 1 to 5 to 2 in terms of making it. Great. It's going to be a spectacular beach hotel right on the beach, pool. It's a great place to bring the wives. So please do that. And Flip, your wife is cool. Very cool. We want to hang with her. I like her a lot. Russell Gordy says, roll up, stop taking raps. It's game 1. Russell Gordy, come on. You're not allowed to talk. But you did hit 2 big dogs in baseball. But how many times you told me that? It was Russell Gordy that kept saying sweep, 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 sweep. Sweep, sweep, fucking sweep. Yeah, right. Chip Plylar, Jorge, don't play. Rick Rodriguez, Red Girl, Christopher Carter. Mini WQWQ, Adius. Steve Cordero, Roster Thomas, Mr. Fatfizz making his Beat the Bag debut. We got a great group. Let's get to work right now. Herman Aparicio in the house. Orioles, Twins, Red Sox, Indians, parlay. Okay, we got to be quick. We've got to go over the market moves. We have market moves broken down here with our graphics, so that's going to help us. And let's go. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pull up right now the opening lineups. I'm also going to pull out right now Sportsbook review, market moves, and let's get to work. First game on the slate, Giants, Orioles. I'm on the Giants money line and the first 5 under. I got under 5.5 when I bet it. It was that perfect time that it jumped up and it's come back down. I got under 5 when I got it here. Under 5 at minus 104. Here are the lineups. Pomeranz versus Cashner. Pomeranz, terrible year. Very good numbers against the Orioles. Cashner gets hit by this Giants ball club. For the Giants, Panic, Yastrzemski. Panic, Yastrzemski. Posey, Belt, Sandoval, Longoria, Crawford, Pilar, Dugar. For the Orioles, Alberto, Villar, Mancini, Nunez, Severino, DJ Stewart, Keon Broxton, Dwight Smith, and Martin. We had our San Francisco Giants expert, Nut Flush Allen. He contacted me today. He thinks the Giants are in a good spot. He likes the Giants team total over. My guy WOB says, Jimmy, I'm mowing my lawn and listening to the show. That's a real man right there. That's a real man. I love that. Christopher Carty says, yo, them rims are fishy in Toronto. Brian Watson says, is there a taint play? Thanks. Yes, my guy, Brian Watson. The taint play of the day is Braves run line. Braves run line, which is something I may be jumping. Al Max says, where's Ski? I hope he's in the chat. Ski's on our show Tuesdays and Thursdays. But Ski's money in the bank. So Ski will be in the chat. And Ski did go against the market to hit the over on that total. And he's 11-0 in his past 11 total. So that guy's rolling. Absolutely, absolutely rolling. And nothing wrong with being wrong on the first one. Russell Gordy going up against me. Oh, I don't have Giants first 5. I have Giants full game and the first 5 under. So we could all win, Russell. We could all win this together. Spreadsheet plays from Ron Crawford. His spreadsheet is destroying right now. Atlanta, Milwaukee, San Diego, Houston, Boston. All right, here we go. Copy and paste. There we go. Okay, sorry. I got to keep rolling. And I got to be fast. Super run line Atlanta. Bet your life, says our guy Kobe. Okay, quick. Okay, here. Text says, I'm mowing my wife's lawn and listening. Oh, good work, Intex. It's Friday, and that's excellent work from you, Intex. Excellent work. Excellent work. Okay, so the market move here. Sorry. Gotta stay focused. I can't help but think about my guy Intex. He's a fantastic thoroughbred handicapper, and he mows his wife's lawn while listening to the show. Okay, gotta not think about his wife's lawn. Okay, stay focused. San Francisco. Okay, here's the market moves on this game, and we're already going at too slow of a pace. Giants, Orioles. Giants open up at that's first 5. Come on, get it together, bag. Come on. Okay, here we go. Giants open up at minus 110. They're now minus 116. That was the same exact situation we had from the morning show. The total opened over 9 and minus 112. There's been a 3-cent move towards the over, but it did get up to 9.5 and 5.5 at one point. Rotterdam says if Fulte's velocity is back, it was last game, they should roll. I agree. Chad Costanza playing World Series of Poker, listening for picks. Gonna bet on the break. Respect, Chad Costanza. Respect. And Al Max says I'm in fan mode, still drunk. Love that too. Okay, you guys are hot. The chat is coming off hot. Intex is my guy, man. Intex was one of the first guys that I connected with when I started down here. Before even I came down here. He's a thoroughbred handicapper. He respected that I was in the thoroughbreds. He's doing nice work. Okay, I'm on the Brewers team total over. We just talked about the spot. I'm on it. I know a lot of sharp cappers that are on it. Here is the Brew Crew lineup. And what did I get? I got over at 4.5 at minus 128. That was available at Pinnacle. For the Brew Crew, I got Kane, Yelich, Braun, Moustakas, Grandal, Hira, Aguilar, Arcia. For the Pirates, Newman, Polanco, Marte, Bell, Reynolds, Moran, Stallings, Frazier. And that's the only move I'm making. I'm just taking the Brewers team total over. Let's take a quick look at the market move here. Market move in the Milwaukee game. We have Chacin, Archer. Brew Crew open at minus 120, and they're back at minus 120. The total, though, has gone up a full run. Opened at over 8.5 at minus 120, now over 9.5 at minus 115. Gone up a whole run. We got Ulysses Hayes in the house. We got DJ Big Boss. And my guy Ron Lofton says, have to fade the D-backs. They only beat the bottom half of the Giant starters last week. And Joe Nisi, I'm on full game over Pirates Milwaukee. Yeah, I get it, but I just feel like I don't want to be on the ass end of the total. And Joe Nisi tweeted out his record in MLB, and it's spectacular. The man's up 37.5 units in baseball. There's Alex Ramirez, 2 Spidey plays of the day, Padres and Atlanta run line. Russell Gordy liking the Pirates today, and we are seeing, and Russell Gordy looking for those dogs. He's got one right there with the Pirates. Alex Ramirez, Spidey play of the day, is coming up with the Taint play of the day, and coming together like the best of both worlds, which unfortunately was a CD named after Jay-Z and R. Kelly, who pisses on young women. Let's keep rolling. Twins, Rays, I stayed off of it. I stayed off of it, but I feel like I should take the Rays here. I really do, but Jose Barrios just seems like it's a house of horrors for him in Tampa. Let's see what the market is, and we'll take a quick look at the lineups. Maybe I'm going to jump on the Rays here. Rays open up at minus 115. There's been a 14-cent move towards them at minus 129. Ulysses Hayes says Milwaukee going to small ball around tonight. Gate Pass Keys on Baltimore run line going up against me. Yankees money line, Washington under 9, Brewers run line, and Tampa run line. Playoff Street says Twins game, big stay away. Ulysses Hayes and Russell Gordy says Twins bounce back. Ulysses Hayes says, you know what? I'm going to stay off. I'm going to stay off. Why would I take a favorite if I am a little concerned about Jose Barrios? I know that it's a house of horrors for him. House of horrors for him in Tampa, but I'm going to stay off. Let's just take a quick look at the lineups and see if that will push me onto something quickly here. Tampa, Minnesota. Jalen Beeks will be coming in right after Stanek. I love Jalen Beeks. 4-0, 2.83 ERA. Twins do hit lefties hard. Let's see. For the Twinkies, we got Kepler, Polanco, Astudillo, Rosario, Cron, Gonzalez, Sano, Scope, Buxton. For the Rays, Meadows, Lau, Adames, Choi, Arroyo, Kiermaier, Robertson, Zuniga, Heredia. Okay, I'm going to stay off. Poker Dick said Jose Barrios with a very low ERA against current Rays opponents. You can find a better spot than that, Jimmy. Thank you. Noli knows on the Minnesota Tampa, no score in the first. And thank you. Okay, I'm going to listen to Poker Addicted 79, and I'm going to stay off that game. Moving the L, lean. And we did show that graphic off the top of the first show. Twins 14-3, responding after a loss. 14-3 after a loss right now. There's our guy. And Americ, there's Red Girl liking Twins first 5. That helps me as well. James Phoenix got 2 units on the team total over. And the Herb says, I'll take the Twins every time they're giving plus money, especially with Jose on the mound. Okay, perfect. Thank you guys for the help. I'm off of it. Here's another move that I have not made a play with. Red Sox, Yankees, Sale, Hap, 75 Fahrenheit, clear out to left center. We already did the full breakdown on the morning show, so let's just talk market movements and who's in the lineup. Sale, Hap. Red Sox open at minus 132, 10-cent move towards them at minus 142. Total opens up at over 8.5 at minus 117, and now it's juiced to the under, but it's moved up a half run to 9. Jorge Don't Play said, Jimmy, you bullied me off the Orioles and onto the Giants. I have a feeling that's going to be a nice place for us today. I think Pomerantz is a positive regression candidate. These bats get to Cashner, and the Giants lost 7 in a row. Felt terrible. They get their win. They get on a plane together. They get into Baltimore. They feel good about themselves. Lamont Williams on Boston money line. Jorge Don't Play on Yankees and the under. Intex, Sale and Sox tonight. Sale and the Sox tonight. Last 5 starts to be really good. New York Yankees just hit 228 against them. Good luck. Russell Gordy, Boston, only first 5. Maybe that's a better way to look at it in Texas, just because this Red Sox bullpen is so terrible. What would we get Red Sox first 5? Backing Sale and somewhat fading Hap. It's gone up to minus 170, minus 160. You know, I get it, but I would have to take it minus a half, and even then, it's going to be a big line. Minus 120, minus 119. I get it. Maybe I guess I should have come to that conclusion earlier and got a better line. At this point, I can't. Avi Gold says, I don't trust Red Sox. They owe me big time. Gate Pass Key says, hey, the feeling the Yanks put the pedal to the floor. Always want to beat up Boston and New York. Sale will give up some dingers. Brian Watson wondering about the under. Jorge Don't Play's on the under. But I'm going to stay off this. I'm going to stay off of it. Stay off of it. All right, let's move on to the Nationals. I took the team total over 4.5 at minus 107. Let's see what moves we've had in this full game, spreads and totals. Right now, we're keeping a nice pace. We have 14 minutes before dawning. I want to touch on each and every single game. Nationals, Reds, market move has gone open at 8.5. It's now at 9. The Nationals open at minus 140, and we saw a big move towards the Reds in the morning show, like a 27-cent move. It's come back to the Nationals. I just want the Nationals on the first half, but the market move concerned me. It no longer does. I'm going to have to take it minus a half, but I'm getting a minus 110 line. Do I want to do that is the question. I think I do. Ulysses Hayes on Washington money line. James Spina says, I'm on that Nats team total over as well. Russell Gordy saying too many 9s on the board. Be careful. Russell likes the Reds late. Russell, what do you think about the minus a half where I wasn't able to take it? Minus a half. Poker Dick said, I think Pete Loshak saw what I saw when he looked at the Baltimore game. Both Kashner and Pomerantz have terrible numbers against the meat of these orders. We're both on the first 5 over. Yeah, and the market went towards that first 5 over as soon as our show was over. So when I went, and I wasn't, obviously I'm not fading you guys, are going against you guys. But when I took the first 5 under, I got 5.5 when I bet it. And I feel good about it. There is Charles Stark. Nice to see Charles Stark. Look at Charles Stark. Oh, wow. It says we'll be jumping on a few times this summer. Oh, man, that's wonderful news. Oh, wonderful. Charles Stark, wonderful to see you. Oh, that's great. Put a big smile on my face. Sales last 5 starts, opponents just hitting 140. I agree with that index, but they're such big favorites now. I just should have got on them earlier. This ass end of the line's just not really where I want to be. John Dean says, do you ever put a premium on NL teams during interleague when a pitcher has a decent bat and AL pitchers have terrible bats? I guess, but we've just seen the American League teams beat up on the NL League teams for so long. There's our guy, Dom Ricci, getting the weekend started with Dom Ricci. There's been some good laughs early, Dom. It's been nice. The chat's on fire right now. Okay. I agree. Listen, I think the Red Sox could easily be the play in the first half. But let's just go back to it one more time. If I took the Red Sox first half, it's a minus 120, minus 119. I guess I like it enough. I guess I like Sale and the Red Sox to have a 1-run or 2-run lead. It's a lot of juice for a minus a half. Yanks guy says, could bite me, but I'm taking no score Yanks. First inning, Happ and Sale have good numbers for both lineups. Yanks guy, do you have a play on the side or the total? Okay, I'm going to make a move here pretty soon. Yanks guy says, Happ's got to come out strong. We went over these numbers again. I don't want to go over them and keep going over them. But here we go. Let's just quickly look at what they're batting. Sale has these guys' number. I mean, they just don't touch them. 213 batting average, 580 OPS. But Happ is good against these guys. Who hits Happ hard? Does anybody here? Steve Pearce. He's the only guy, and Christian Vasquez. But look at the meat of the order. JD, 227. Mookie batting 189 against them. Bogart's batting 176. Jackie batting 136. Andrew Benintendi batting 111. Let's take a look at these lineups quickly. For the Red Sox, Betts, Benintendi, Martinez, Bogarts, Devers, Pierce, Nunez, Bradley, and Sandy Leon. They don't even have Vasquez in the line. Okay, I'm not. I'm just not taking. I guess if I would take anything, maybe the first 5 under. But then this total has gone over, is moved towards the over. Let's see what I would get. Boss, it's 4.5. It opened under 4.5 and plus 100. Now it's actually, a little bit of movement towards that under. Okay. I like that. And there's Russell Gordy saying Yanks under first 5. Okay. That I prefer. But with a nice day here in New York, 75 Fahrenheit, out to left center. What's the wind out to left center here? 4 miles per hour. It's gorgeous. So 77 Fahrenheit. Okay. Thank you, Larry Savage. Much love to you, my friend. Okay. I find that appealing enough, looking at those numbers against these guys. Both teams hit poorly against lefties, especially the Yankees. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the first 5 under 4.5. First 5 under 4.5 in Yankees, Red Sox. There's a minus 105 being hung at Pinnacle, and I'm going to take that. Okay, God, we've got to speed up this pace. We're being joined by Donnie in 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Okay, so the Nationals' first 5, I do like this. I think there's a big advantage. A big advantage here with Corbin over Molly, and we know that these bats are rolling. Douglas Robinson says, what was that first 5 under you said? I just took the first 5 under 4.5 in the Red Sox-Yankees game after reviewing the numbers at this and the lineups and the numbers against their opposition. And look, Charles Stark in the house. It's so exciting. And we do miss Bill Butlicker. Yes, I do miss Bill Butlicker. I will shout out at him. I will shout out at him. Stephen Dollar said, I'm about to sign up at Bovada and get good lines to me. I'm tired of the local. Stephen Dollar, love it. Love it. Hit the link at the bottom. Oh, I guess we're not. It's Heritage we're rolling with right now, but that's great news. Okay. USA says, this is a big show game. Take the Yankees. I'm pretty comfortable where I'm at right now. Pretty comfortable where I'm at, and I'm very excited to see Charles Stark in this. Okay, I am going to take the Nationals first 5 minus half. Their bats are rolling. Corbin is rolling. Let's just quickly again take one last look, as we just did again, with how these bats face against our Corbin here. Okay. See how they do. They have, wow, they smashed Corbin. Suarez, 462. Suarez hurt. Is Suarez in the lineup? Cincinnati Reds. Senzel, Votto, Suarez, Puig, Iglesias, Casali, Peraza, Farmer. Wow, look at those numbers against him. Suarez, 462. Peraza, 417. Puig, 296. Okay, I'm not doing it. I'm just going to take the Nats team total over. All right. Not Nats first 5. Okay, let's keep rolling down the list. Tigers, Braves, and I am going to... Now, this was a mistake. Obviously, when you... Paralysis by overanalysis, I guess, you're going to wind up with some bad lines. And that's what's happened to me here with my not hammering the Braves and not just blindly following our guy, Matt Randall's taint play of the day. So let's see what this Braves... Let's quickly look at the lineups here for the Braves. Acuna, Swanson, Freeman, Donaldson, Markakis, Riley, McCann, Albies. For the Tigers, Goodrum, Stewart, Castellanos, Cabrera, Dixon, Candelario, Griner, Jacoby Jones, and Turnbull. I'm going to jump on the Braves with you guys, and it was just, I guess, I'm going to pay the consequences for being late. Dom Ricci says, I have a feeling Twins go a little lull, Berries, and have been okay but not great. Oh, I've gone a little lull. Berrios has been okay but not great. I'm on Denver minus 125. I almost did it. Russell Gordy's best 2 dogs. Baltimore first 5 and Twins full game. Okay, so, and I'm off that, and he could hit the Baltimore first 5. And one of the reasons why I took the Giants full game was because I really believe that the bullpens are so much better and it's really going to help them. I like those dogs. Elliot V says Tigers are a joke. Okay, so for the Braves, if I took them on the -1 line, it wouldn't look good. I've got to take them -1.5. Have to. I could have taken them on the -1 line if I did this earlier, but I did not, and I have to pay the consequences. All right, -1.5 on the Braves, plus 105. Available at Pinnacle and 5 dimes. -1.5, plus 105. And then let's just see what this total has done. I was very curious in it early. Let's see quickly the total on the Braves game. ATL, it's stuck at 5 all day. I have interest in that 5. Gas Station Stu said, Jimmy, all the answers are in the chat. I agree. Von Post, Andrew Cashner, one of the Orioles' best pitchers, and he's the leader on the Orioles. We'll try to get this win for him, but I'm on the Orioles first 5. I get it. He's been good. Let's see. Braves, Tigers. What was that Tigers line? It's ugly. I feel like that first 5. I think Turnbull can keep this lineup in check. They've never seen him before, but 11 miles per hour out to left center. I guess I'll just leave it be. Okay, let's keep rolling. We're going to be joined in 5 minutes. I'm on the first 5, under 5.5 in Rangers, Royals. Let's see what has happened with that market move. Rangers, Royals, Duffy, Jurado. Jurado, 23-year-old pitcher. He looks very good this year. His parents have come in from Panama, first time to be in the States. I feel like he's going to step up in that situation. Right now, I could get under 5.5 and -109 at Pinnacle. I got under 5.5 and -107. Jimmy, please tell Gas Station Sushi to go to happy hour at Chica's Bonita after work. Yes, Gas Station Sushi. Please do. And I can't wait to meet you guys there. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time. We're being joined in 4 minutes. I just want to touch on all these games. So I have stayed away from White Sox, Indians at this point. We'll go over some more of the lineups when we have Donnie with us here in 4 minutes. We have some big games that we haven't hammered enough. Cubs, Cardinals, we did break down on the early show. Michaelis at home going up against Darvish. Michaelis had spectacular numbers against the Cubs last year, but is he the same pitcher? He just doesn't seem to be, but his whip does say that maybe he's been a little unlucky. We're dealing with a Cubs team that maybe, Amora Jr. still dealing with the emotions that went through after. He's got to know what's going on. And we don't know at this point, but he's going to need to know what's going on with that little girl that he hit with the line drive. And it's just a very unfortunate situation that will affect him. When we talked about Hamilton on the early show, and when Hamilton threw that ball at that guy and he reached, and the father right in front of his son fell to his death, we saw what happened to Hamilton. He went right back on the rock. And this is just a very tough thing for him to go through. And so Cubs, Cardinals, I'm a little perplexed with it. We'll see if Donnie's got to play with it. Rockies, I should have jumped on the first 5 team total over and the full game team total over early before the morning show. When I saw how high the numbers were, 4.5 first 5 and 6.5, they're now 7.5 for full game team total overs. And it's probably a mistake me staying off of it. It was the first thing I wanted to do, and I got scared off of it. I think Edwin Jackson gets touched. Marquez, opponents are hitting 327 off him at home, but I've stayed off of it. So I doubled up on the Mets, first 5 minus a half at plus 110, full game on the -1 line. That was a minus 116 money line, and minus 1.5 at plus 140. Duplantier is a good young pitcher. He's the top prospect in that franchise, in the Diamondbacks franchise, but I have stayed off of it. Braden Taylor, hello. Thank you for joining us. Michael Irvelina, nice work. Yes, it was wonderful. Wonderful backing the Raptors last night. First half full game. Just wonderful. Absolutely great. Gas station should say, I will go to Chicas Bonita, but I will need to bet a few horses at Texas Station first. I like it. I respect it. Okay, we have Astros Athletics. We knew a lot of guys that were on the A's in the morning show. The market has moved to about a 10-cent move towards the Astros. Then we have the Marlins Padres. Very low total at 7 with Smith and Lucchesi. We have the Phillies Dodgers. I hope that this game comes up with Donnie. If it doesn't, I'm going to bring it up because I'm pretty close to jumping on the dog line on the Phillies first 5. I feel like Arrieta can step up in this situation. And Noli knows on the under 7 in Miami, San Diego. And then finally, we have Angels Mariners. I took the over 9.5 at plus 100. I talked to Dave LA a little bit about the game after the show, and he was heavy on Angels team total over 4.5, not on the full game over, and that's what I ended up betting. I ended up just betting the Angels team total over 4.5, and I don't want to double up on this game. So I'm just going to stick with my over 9.5 at plus 100, but after sitting with it for a little while, I agreed that the Angels team total over 4.5 is a better spot than this over 9.5 at plus 100. All right, so we are going to talk baseball for the next 15 minutes. So we're going to talk more about some of these games. I'm sorry that we haven't fully broken down the Phillies-Dodgers game like we'd like to, or even that Astros-A's game. But we have an MLB expert joining us right now. I absolutely love these Fridays. Last show of the week, closing up, putting a bow on it with our guy, Donnie Rightside. Thank you so much for joining us on this Friday evening. How are you doing, my man?
I love it, man. Nice to join you. It's a great way to end the week, too. And the good part about it, Jimmy, is when we talk Major League Baseball on Fridays, a lot of the other sports, going through it, whether it be the NBA or if it's going to be, college basketball or hockey, usually Friday's a little bit later of a night. Nope, we got a full blast here in Major League Baseball. And I did hear you talking, and we can get started right away, Jimmy, if you went on that Dodgers-Phillies game. Right up my alley here.
Oh, perfect. And you know what also, Donnie? The last 2 weeks you've been on the show, I've traditionally had bad Fridays. Like I burnt and I'm tired and the last 2 Fridays have been very, very good. Now, for some reason, my Mondays have been bad the last 2 weeks, so there's always going to be the light and the dark. But last 2 Fridays have been very good, and I want to keep that rolling, and I'm so excited you want to talk about this game off the top because it's a game that's been missing from our capping today. Arrieta versus Maeda. Let's just quickly go with spreads and totals here, so we get an idea of the market before we get Donnie to break it down for us. Here we go. Full game here. Spreads and totals at sportsbookreview.com. Big game. Opens up at 8.5. It's now at 9. Dodgers open up at -157. Just a 3-cent move towards the Phillies. I'm very excited about watching this game tonight. Arrieta, Maeda. Dodgers 22-7 at home. Do the Phillies have a live dog in them tonight, Donnie? What do you think?
It's interesting. And look, I've bet the Philadelphia Phillies a few times this week, team totals. They've been very good to me. But, Jimmy, I got a little bit of a problem with this spot that they're in. Now, Jake Arrieta sort of getting it back together. I like that. Their lineup coming alive. You see Bryce Harper getting a lot of, 8 for his last 12, 7 extra base hits. He's coming alive. Here's the problem that we're going to see, because you know me, Jimmy. It's not just about looking at the total game and, I like the Phillies. I think they can get some runs. When we really crunch some numbers and see where we can get those advantages at, and I saw you talking about the first 5 innings. If you're liking the Phillies in the first 5 innings, you're going to get that plus money. But here's the issue we're going to have here. When you look at Jake Arrieta coming into tonight, it's not as bad as it was to start the season. His xFIP is at a 4.06. But when we try to look at matchups and in the first 5 innings, what do we know, Jimmy? We know who the 9 batters are going to be, and we know who the pitcher is going to be. Obviously, if he gets rocked or, an injury, then we obviously don't know. But when you take a look tonight, you're going to see Justin Turner's out of the lineup. Most people would say, oh, my goodness, that's a huge bat. That's going to be a disadvantage. Not so fast here, because when we take a look at Jake Arrieta on the season versus right-handed batters, Jimmy, he's faced 168 of those this year. He's got a 267 weighted on base average versus those right-handed hitters. So he's doing a very good job. So if you're looking to attack and isolate this Dodgers team, what do they have going on tonight? Look at the first 6 batters, Jimmy. Peterson, lefty. Muncy, lefty. Seager, lefty. Bellinger, lefty. Beatty, lefty. Verdugo, lefty. You have 6 straight left-handed batters. So why is that important here? Take a look at Jake Arrieta's overall numbers. 123 batters he's faced, Jimmy, from the left-hand side this year, a 373 weighted on-base average. So the Dodgers, no surprise, you say, man, I haven't seen a lineup go 6 straight lefties to start. There's a reason behind that. I think they can get to Arrieta here.
Well, I needed to hear this because I hadn't brought in a move on it. We do have the Dodgers confirmed lineup. We do not have the Phillies confirmed lineup.
Yes, correct.
This Dodgers team smashes righties. 268, 833 OPS, and their numbers are going up against lefties. Now, one of the things I was liking about the Phillies here was Arrieta stepping up in big games, but also Maeda coming off the IL. He's been battling injuries all year. He's having trouble going deep into games. 4.55 ERA, 6 career starts against the Phillies. So he just comes back after 10 days on the IL with a left thigh injury. 3 runs over 5 innings against the Pirates. Do you think that Maeda's vulnerable as well? Do you feel like a first 5 over could be in action? If you like Arrieta to get touched by the Dodgers, how are you playing this game?
Yeah, I mean, I would actually like the Dodgers' first 5 innings just by themselves because we don't know how long Maeda is going to go. The one thing that puts a little bit of crutch in it because the Phillies and the Dodgers are so good at the plate, Jimmy. Sometimes they just override good pitching, and even the matchups don't make sense because we just talked about the Dodgers and how they can get after you from the left-hand side. Take a look at the Philadelphia Phillies tonight, Jimmy, going against right-handed pitching. And I always like to use the weighted on-base average because it's going to give you a little bit more. Are we, short little singles? Are we driving the baseball? McCutchen, 356 weighted on-base average. Harper, 337. Hoskins, 392. Realmuto, 330. Hernandez, 395. Kingery, 422. So the bats are going to be there. I actually just wish this game might have been in Philadelphia, Jimmy, a little bit advantageous with a bandbox environment where the ball travels out easier. We've seen the games at the Dodgers at night. Now you're looking at that 8.5, which would have been really sweet. Now you're seeing the 9s pop up. So what's that mean to us gamblers? You got to get 10 runs in order to cash this ticket. And let's also not forget, it's still in the month of May, but this is a big game. 2 first-place teams flying out there getting ready. Usually it tends to say a little bit more lower scoring, but I just like the Dodgers in this spot. I just think their matchups overtake what the Phillies currently have here. And again, talk about the Phillies on a travel day all the way out to the West Coast.
Yeah, great points. Caught me off the dog line on the Phillies' first 5. Talking about whether there's going to be 10 runs in this game, our guy Russell Gordy says under is the play in this spot. Do you have enough concern just to solely take the Dodgers and not mess with the total?
Yeah, the total's tough. And I always have this problem when you're looking out on the West Coast, and it seems like the 3 California teams, all the same thing. Runs in San Francisco, sometimes questionable. Runs in Oakland, sometimes questionable. And then obviously that marine layer there that you're going to have. Same thing in San Diego and Los Angeles. The overs, they tend to look good. And even if the wind's blowing out, it really doesn't make that big of a difference. I would tend to stay on 8.5. Might be changing my mind because then we're looking at, 4-4. Hey, we got an automatic winner here. You could see both of these lineups possibly getting 4 runs. But to get to 10 runs, you're talking about a 6-4 game here.
Yeah, I get it. All right. I have some interest in the under. But I'm just going to leave that as a lean right now and keep thinking on it. Beautiful. Great job. Great breakdown. What's the next game you're looking at, Donnie?
Yeah, let's take a look at a couple games. Why don't we go back to the East Coast here? I had one, and I know you guys were talking about it a little bit earlier. This is an ugly game, but sometimes these ugly games, Jimmy, we can make a little money on, and it's a dog game. Look, San Francisco Giants has no business being a favorite versus anybody, especially away at this point. Now, most people are going to point to this game, and I already know because I'm the same way. You wake up, you just open up the paper, you open up your laptop, and you say, Cashner's on the mound tonight. We're really going to eat good. But the matchup has to make sense. We're talking about a lineup for the San Francisco Giants that doesn't hit all that well. So just because you're lining up against a bad pitcher, you still have to exploit it. It's not the Cubs with the wind blowing out 20 miles an hour in Wrigley. So if we take a look at the game tonight in a hitting environment, and let's take a look also because we're in Baltimore, 82 degrees, light wind, this park is going to be able to carry some balls tonight. Now, taking a look at the lineups and why we like these matchups and what we want to take a look at. Let's start with Baltimore, which I like Baltimore in this game, and I'm going to explain to you why. You say, Donnie, boy, Baltimore stinks. Look at that lineup. But you have to look at the overall matchup. When we take a look at Pomeranz, a 4.59 xFIP, which is not that good. And we're talking about a guy, Jimmy, that's pitching in San Francisco, one of the more pitcher-friendly ballparks, now going the opposite direction in a hitter-friendly ballpark. If you look at the lineup and you say, boy, he's a left-handed pitcher. He's pitching really well to left-handed batters. Only a 309 weighted on base average against him. But take a look at the right-handers, Jimmy. 424 weighted on base average to right-handed batters. Why is that important in this game, Jimmy? There's 2 left-handed bats in the lineup tonight for those Baltimore Orioles. So you have 7 shots from the right-hand side. And more importantly, Stewart, the lefty that's hitting in the 6 hole, young kid, but he's only had 6 at-bats versus left-handed pitching, but he's 3 for 6. So you have a lineup that should be advantageous to go against Pomeranz. No pitcher's going to bail him out, so he's not going to get that easy strikeout to flip the lineup. He's going to face an American League team. I not only like the Baltimore Orioles tonight, plus 105, I also like the Baltimore Orioles, Jimmy, over 4.5 as a team total here.
And a lot of people backing you in the chat. There's our guy Matt Randall with the taint play of the day, Braves run line. But a lot of people joining. Russell Gordy says, smart man, told you, Baltimore wins. Elliot V, Pomeranz, auto fade. Gate pass key, I am with you, Donnie. Baltimore run line. Wow. So, Donnie, I put myself in the very, there's Joe Anisi. I'm with you, Donnie. King Rail, Donnie just sold me. I'm tailing. And Russell Gordy saying, thank you, sir.
Too, man. Amazing. We're following Baltimore tonight. Think about that.
Well, I am not, though. I am not, and it's an uncomfortable situation. I'm taking this. I know that the numbers, and we don't have a ton of data. I mean, we do for the Giants against Cashner. A lot of these guys have gone up against Cashner. Pilar hitting 462 off him, 1.154 OPS. Brandon Crawford, who's been pretty weak all year, but it looks like he's barreling up on balls the last couple days, 1.150 OPS, hitting 450. Buster Posey batting 387. Sandoval batting 300. Belt batting 273. Overall, 345 with a 958 OPS against them. And not a lot of people have seen Pomeranz. Mancini's seen him a lot. VR's seen him a lot. VR's had trouble hitting him. Mancini, 250, 733 OPS. My feeling, though, is, I mean, backed by those numbers a bit, but I'm taking it from a bit of a psychological place here where I just feel like these Giants got absolutely destroyed against the Diamondbacks. They went into Miami, lost the first 2 games. They finally get a win. They get to go on the airplane and not feel down and dejected. Coming off a win, get to fly into Baltimore. Not going to be a lot of fans there. I just feel like they can turn some things around here in this spot, and Pomeranz is a possible positive regression candidate. But everybody believing it, everybody with you. Matt Randall, I agree, Donnie, with what you're saying. He's also leaning over. It very much concerns me that you were on the other side, but I already locked my action in with the Giants, and there's nothing else I can do. But great breakdown, and it scares me that I'm on the other side. One more quick thing on
that game, Jimmy, that Matt Randall points up, like the San Francisco bats here. And look, Cashner stinks. We can start this conversation just by saying Cashner stinks. And there's a chance that he goes 2 innings, gives up 5 earned. Absolutely. But when you look at the matchups here, he's good versus left-handed batters, Jimmy. A 243 weighted on base average. How about versus right-handed batters? 405. They destroy him. Here's the problem. Common baseball logic says the manager's going to put more lefties out there if he has an availability. That's what they're doing tonight. Panic a lefty. Yastrzemski a lefty. Belt a lefty. Sandoval a lefty. Crawford a lefty. Duggar a lefty. You have 3 bats from the right-hand side is how you attack Cashner. Those at bats, Posey. He should get off tonight. But then you have Evan Longoria, 316 weighted on base average. Not good. And Kevin Pillar, the only other righty, 263. Come on, man. Flip those guys over. Get some lefties in there.
Yeah, no, I get it. Great breakdown again. I'm excited about this game. I have no problem watching bad baseball teams play if we've got action on them, so I'll be keeping a very close eye on this one. I love the breakdowns, Donnie. What's next, my man?
A lot of fun. Let's take a look at a game which I think, has a tendency to go over. I don't have any other sides, but I do have a couple team totals we can go over. And another one that I saw, coming in, that Angels game we'll get to in just a moment here. That just looks like it's going to be a wild one. But in the night, one of these games, 8 o'clock start Eastern time, Chicago versus St. Louis. I'm actually going to look more from the St. Louis side here and try to fade Darvish. And the reason being is instead of taking a side, I'm actually going to take the St. Louis team total over 4.5, which isn't that bad. It's at minus 105 is what I got it at. 82 degrees, light wind. We got a nice hitting environment. But when we take a look at Darvish here, what has he done well in the season? Nothing. A 456 xFIP. And when we take a look at the matchups, which I love to look at, how does he do versus lefties? How did he do versus righties? And what type of lineup are we looking at here? Darvish, equal opportunity chance to crash this guy. 392 from the left side, Jimmy. 349 from the right-hand side. And, oh, yeah, let's check this out. Matt Carpenter, who has been struggling, is going to come from the leadoff position. He's got a 319 weighted on base average, which, again, I'm using these terms here. 320 to 330 as a batting average is sensational. Weighted on base average, 320 to 330 is market average for Major League Baseball. So take a look at these next 5 hitters, Jimmy. DeYoung, 378. Goldschmidt, 359. Ozuna, 372. Wieters, 390. And Fowler, 364. And Harrison Bader, who's struggling a little bit, but through 91 at-bats versus right-handed pitching, a 368 weighted on base average. So you give me a pitcher struggling from both sides of the plate with some hot hitters in a good environment to hit, I'm going to take that over 4.5. I think it gets there pretty easily tonight.
Yeah, that is a very, very interesting look. Russell Gordy back in the cards. Lance LaRode's cards full game over. Dom Ricci over 9 in the cards game. It's funny, some of these guys who you would expect to hit Darvish have not. And I wonder, Donnie, if we can put a line through some of these stats because he's just simply a different pitcher the last couple of years than he was earlier in his career. So, 9 at-bats for Goldschmidt. He's 0 for 9 with 7 strikeouts. But maybe this Darvish is somebody that he can attack and hit. Even Jose Martinez, 2 for 2 against him with a homer. Matt Carpenter, who you mentioned is someone who's going to be able to attack him, is 2 for 3 with a double. Marcell Ozuna, 3 for 8 against him with a double and a triple. So yeah, I think that is a very interesting look that makes a lot of sense. Wow, David Ellis says, I'm 6-0, perfect fading Cardinals pitcher with no Molina. Let's talk about this lineup. Let's take a quick look at this lineup here. And see, because we're not going to be getting Molina. And I wondered if this was going to hurt their pitchers. And it didn't last night with Dakota Hudson. But we're going to be moving forward with Matt Wieters more than Molina, whom we know is so good. I wonder if that will affect Michaelis. And are you not backing the Cardinals because you don't trust Michaelis with how he's looked this year?
Yeah, it's not really so much about what Michaelis is doing. It's what that Cubs lineup can do. I mean, we take a look at Michaelis. He's been good against right-handed batters. Left-handed batters struggling. And the last thing I want to do is struggle against Schwarber and Rizzo and, have that angle coming out. And he's right. Dave brings up a good point there. When Yadier Molina, forget about his offensive bat because Matt Wieters right now is hot. That's a positive for the Cardinals at the plate. But behind the plate, you no longer control the running game. Nobody runs on Yachty. So if there's a, chance at a pass ball, he blocks it. Matt Wieters is the complete opposite. Decent catcher, but nowhere near defensive. So now you're looking at when you're taking a team total, you need the actual Cubs to participate here. What would be great? The Cubs start out 4-0. Then automatically you need 5 runs to win this game or you're going to get a bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. So the Cubs should participate and put up runs. That's going to equal and help our chances. So the fact that Yachty's out of this game, I love that for the team total for the Cardinals.
And that's your only play on this is you're singling out the Cardinals team total over.
Yep. I mean, if I was going to go even more, I would take the total for the game as well. There's way too many good hitters now, Jimmy. We're no longer in April and May where it's 61 degrees, 55 degrees with the wind blowing in. We're finally getting to those temperatures. When you have a game time temperature of 82 or 83 degrees, that ball's going to carry. These guys can hammer.
I am tailing Donnie on this. Cardinals team total over 4.5 at minus 106. That's available at Pinnacle as we speak. Book it. And Donnie, you wanted to also talk about this Angels game, which is perfect because we haven't had enough time to break that down on the morning show either. Is that the next game you wanted to discuss?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I'm just looking at this game and saying to myself, forget about the lines. Like, we know what Mike Leake is at this point. He's going to try to sneak pitches by you. He needs an umpire to absolutely be dialed in and giving him pitches 8 inches off of each corner to be effective. And then I take a look, we talk about Darvish, the equal opportunity chance to bash him. Look, just on the season, 358 weighted on base average to lefties, 381 the righties. That means everybody stepping up is basically driving the baseball. And oh yeah, Listella's a lefty. Trout's 462 on the season. Calhoun, 398. Luke Roy, 354. Goodwin, 363. Fletcher, 408. There's got to be runs in this game, Jimmy.
There has got to be runs in this game. I took the full game over on the show and ended up just betting the Angels team total over. I'm hesitant to double dip on these games, but do you think this is a situation where a double dip would help? Let's quickly look at what's going on with this total. Angels, Seattle. So it's pretty much where it was on the morning show. Actually, no, it's not. It's moved into minus numbers because I got it at a plus number. 5 dimes still hanging at plus 100, but bookmakers hanging at 9.5 minus 115. So I made an official play on the full game over 9.5, but then I bet the Angels team total over 4.5. Which of those two plays do you like better, or do you think you should jump on both?
Angels. It will be on the Angels because here's what you have here. It's one of those things where you just say, Jimmy, if I lose, it happens. If Mike Leake goes out, Jimmy, and goes 6 innings, 1 earned run tonight, you just say, you know what? That's baseball. It's going to happen sometimes. But Skaggs does have a little bit of a pedigree where he can have a good outing like that and throw some dominant pitches. Mike Leake is just going to be smoke and mirrors, and I think he's going to get tagged tonight. I'm more comfortable just saying, you know what? I know I'm getting 9 full at-bats from the Angels no matter what happens. I think they can get that team total.
I'm going to jump on it.
I like it.
So I'm not, for transparency purposes, I am not going to bet. I did bet the team total over after talking with Dave LA, and I didn't bet the full game over. I don't have great success when I've been doubling up on games, so I'm not going to do that. So that over 9.5 is an official play I gave out on the early show. It will go to my records, but I'm not going to bet that. I've already bet the team total over 4.5, so I am doubling up on this show with it. I'm getting minus 137 here with the Angels team total over 4.5. Donnie, what a job you come in and do. You're fire.
Fun.
Straight fire. What a treat it is to have you on the show. Man, I wish we could keep you more, but we got a couple videos I got to show. We got King Rail coming on. Is there any other play that you're looking at, or are we in business?
Yep, one real quick one here. This is a leap of faith on my end for a team total, and it's a team that usually scorns me, and no, it's not the Mets, who I just can't figure out, and I've dumped them to the side for the time being. I think tonight is the night that the Cleveland Indians bust loose again, and it's a high over-under, Jimmy, or it's a high team total at 5.5. Here's just a simple, quick reason why I like it. You're getting a hitting environment tonight in Chicago. It's going to be, 81, 82 degrees, winds blowing out to left field, 7 to 8 miles an hour. But I'm going to isolate just one simple thing. Dylan Covey, 6.77 xFIP on the season. Now, to righties, he's done a very good job. But we're only going to look at the lefties here because it's a weighted on base average of 371. And why do I like it here? Let's go over the Cleveland lineup. Lindor, lefty. Freeman, lefty. Santana, lefty. Kipnis, lefty. Ramirez, lefty. Bowers, lefty. Allen, lefty. And Martin, lefty. 8 of the 9 batters from the left-hand side. I'm going to get a full 9 at-bats here in the Windy City. And I don't care if it burns me. I can't pass that up, Jimmy. I need to take this team total, even though it's 5.5. I'm going over the total.
I think that's a good look, and I think what held me off of that is just a recency bias from losing on the team total last night at 4.5, and it was heavily juiced, and they only got to 4. Let's look how they've handled Covey. They've hit him hard. Ramirez hits him hard. Kipnis hits him hard. Wow, I think that might be a very, very, very great look. Matt Randall says, Donnie is fire. Colf Coleon says, run all of Donnie's plays back to me. Elliot V says, Donnie, you're the man. Donnie, so I'm going to put a note here on the Indians team total over. I'm going to look in that a little bit more. Donnie, can you run over your plays once more? Also, let us know where we can find you on Twitter and talk about some of the great shows that you have going on right now, especially your radio show.
Yep, at Rightside VP, also the radio show 3 to 4 in the afternoon on WCKG Radio out of Chicago. And, of course, obviously me and Teddy do that betting show, which usually gets produced in the morning and then comes out around 4 p.m. And then football season will be all over the network, so a lot more fun stuff to come. If we run down these plays, we're going to go 3 team totals tonight, and we're also going to go one side that we recovered. Baltimore over 4.5 plus 105. That's the team total. Cleveland over 5.5 minus 110. St. Louis over 4.5 team total, minus 105. And then we're going to take that shot with the Baltimore Orioles of all teams, plus 105 for a little doggy here on a Friday night, Jimmy.
There he is, Donnie Rightside, dropping fire on a Friday night. Love having him on this show. What a treat it is to run with you. Thank you so much for your time, Donnie. All right, we've got 2 videos we got to drop very quickly, and I'm very excited about dropping them. Then King Rail's going to come in, and we're going to talk NBA. We have making his Betting with the Bag debut, a capper I'm very excited about. We got 2 cappers I'm very excited about, both making their debuts. First, though, we are going to go with the fight analyst making his Betting with the Bag debut. Freddie, can you hit us one time with the fight analyst play of the day for UFC Stockholm? Okay.
What's going on, everybody? It's the fight analyst here. Looking to bring to you my best bet for this weekend's fight card over in Stockholm, Sweden. We're looking to take Damir Hadzovic at minus 170. You can get this line over at 5 dimes. Damir Hadzovic is a great lethal striker. He has improved immensely over his time in his last 2 fights. He has dominated over Nick Hine and as well as Marco Polo Reyes. He's taken on Christos Giagos, who's nothing to write home about. He's a middling of the pack fighter. He's been in and out of the UFC. I don't think he should have much of a problem here in this one. Christos is actually a pretty good wrestler, but Hadzovic has actually fared very well as of late against wrestlers. He actually took down Marco Polo Reyes in his last fight, so he's improved immensely in that front since his last fight against a really good wrestler, Alan Patrick. But I see Damir being able to sprawl and brawl in this fight. Christos tends to fade in all of his fights. You can see in his last fight against Haruta. And I think after the first round of wrestling, he's going to get very winded, just like he did in his last fight and the fights before that. And Damir should probably get either a second or a third round TKO just due to Giagos gassing out. So that's what I have for you. So take Damir Hadzovic at minus 170 at 5 dimes. Best of luck to everybody and have a good one.
There is the fight analyst right there. Love seeing him on the show. A lot of guys saying minus 170. I'm going to be keeping track of the records of these guys. And if you need something to add that our guy, the fight analyst, thinks has a very high percentage chance of cashing, it's a nice little thing to add to some parlays. And I will be tracking all these records. There's our guy, the fight analyst, making his debut. And next up, there's the Sports Keg. Absolutely, I loved hanging out on your show. Great show. Let's go. And I heard that you were in a car accident, so very thankful that you're good and it wasn't too bad. So much love to you, Sports Keg. Now we have making his Betting with the Bag debut, none other than Mr. Fat Fist.
What's up, fellow low baggers? Mr. Fat Fist has finally arrived, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm here to give you a one-play parlay, and that's going to involve Damir, John Jones, Valentina Shevchenko. It's not going to... The parlay won't cash this week. It will cash next week and the week after. But it's worth the extra money. John Jones is not losing that fight, neither is Valentina Shevchenko, so why not sweeten the pot a little bit? It's a 3-leg parlay. It's pretty much a lock. And that being said, I would jump on it. Also, I have some future plays for next week, and I'm giving these out right now simply because I know the odds are going to go through the roof soon. It's Angela Hill versus Yan Exoen. Yan's going to beast up Angela Hill easily. And the other one is Karolina Kowalkiewicz versus Alexa Grasso. I was really high on Alexa Grasso coming into the UFC, but she just proved to be nothing. And this matchup is pretty weird to me. I think they're giving Karolina a W. I assume that's what they're doing. So I would jump on that before the line goes through the roof. You can get her at like minus 155 right now. In my opinion, should be in the high 2s, low 3s maybe. And Yan should be in the minus 3s as well. She's at minus 185, minus 200, depending on where you're shopping. So I would jump on those futures as well. They're only going to get higher. I can guarantee that. So I want to give a special shout out to Jimmy the Bag for giving me this opportunity, and SBR Sports, Lucrative Larry, Fuck Shot Master himself. Love that guy. Keeps a smile on my face daily. Also, Anna Marak. Love bouncing these fights off each other. Remember, 2 heads are always better than 1. And let's cash these bets, guys. All right? Cash these bets. Let's cash these checks. Until next time, Mr. Fat Fist is out.
Oh, two additions to the low bag family, the fight analyst and Mr. Fat Fist. I love it. And as I said, I'll be tracking their records, so when they come on, we're going to have their records, average line, units, everything like that, which is going to be a lot of fun. And thank you to both of you guys, and welcome. Welcome to the fam. And now, I am very, very excited. For Show 94 says go over the picks, Jim. I will. But first, let's introduce... Oh, we can't need a couple minutes? Or 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. So we need to just plug in a couple wires here. And we are very, very close to bringing in our NBA expert who is cashing in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And he gave me the confidence to double up on my beloved Toronto Raptors, because I was not going to do that. I was just going to take them full game. But this man, our next guest, gave me the confidence to double up. And now he's with us right now, representing Las Vegas, Nevada, by way of Portland, Oregon. We got King Rail in the house. How's your Friday evening going?
That's doing great, Jimmy. I got a pocket full of cash, brother. I'm ready to go turn up this weekend. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I don't have a pocket full of cash, but it did help. It did help very much. I messed up. I knew that Danny Green prop was just sitting there for money in our pocket. I hummed and hawed on my action out of probably laziness, and then I end up seeing it go from -110 to -175. I replace it with the Kyle Lowry prop that loses. It was just a mistake, But let's not talk about mistakes. Let's talk about the future. Let's not talk about the past. Game 2. Toronto opens up again at +1. Is that really? Did they really open up at +1? Let's just check this out. They opened up, wow, at +1. At 10:30 last night at +1. By 10:38, it took 4 minutes to go to -1.5. I was talking before the game. I had some drinks with some bookmakers. Guys running some of the books down here in Costa Rica, and all of the money was on Golden State. One of the books put out Toronto Raptors at +1 to see if they could get any money on the Raptors, and they couldn't. It was just all coming in on Golden State. The books made a lot of cash with the Raptors, and so did we. How are you looking at this Game 2, and how do you think it differs from Game 1?
I don't think it differs too much at all. I mean, we saw what the Golden State was going to do out there. What I was surprised about was the way Kawhi played, but the rest of his guys stepped up. And Jimmy, real quick, did you even grab the Siakam prop? Because you had brought it up on my show at 18 points for Siakam. I ended up hopping on that one. Did you take the Siakam at least?
I did not take the Siakam prop. I did not handle the prop scene well when Danny Green went to -175. I ended up making an official play on the show because 5 times still hanging at -125, but no. I replaced it with the wrong bet. I replaced it with the Lowry prop, and it was a mistake.
No doubt, but yeah, I see the Raptors coming out doing the same exact thing. I think Kawhi will be more involved this game. It was at -1.5 when I hopped up this morning, so I grabbed him at -1.5. On my book, it's sitting at -2. I like the way they defending Golden State out there. Green, like I was saying, people say he has to be a playmaker for this team, but your playmaker can't have 6 turnovers, and that's exactly what Green did. Then we see at the end of the game, Drake is kind of in his ear. That place was rocking. I agree with you, Jim, though, not taking the first half like I did the other day. And shout out to my man Jay Money, who gave me the first quarter as well on that play yesterday. But I agree with you. First half, I think it's going to be a little bit different defensively, especially how Green didn't want to play Siakam. And going small, Golden State, like everybody said, what happens if they go small? Not really, because now Cousins is questionable about maybe starting. So you got Gasol out there, and he came out and knocked down 2 quick early threes and spread the floor for the Raptors, man. Raptors are playing with confidence. They know they can beat this Warriors team. They beat them before with Kawhi, beat them without Kawhi, they beat them with a hurt Kawhi just now. They won 3 games this season against the Warriors. They're not afraid of this team at all, man. That place is going to be rocking over there once again. Now, I will be on Golden State Game 3, but it depends on what that spread is. If you give me 6, and you had brought up yesterday, or 7 with Golden State, I'm going to take the Raptors with the plus points there, especially with KD possibly being back in Game 3.
Yes, I think if KD comes back, it may not help really at first. But the Raptors know that they have to win Game 2 without KD. They know that. They have to win it. It's everything is on the line. They have to go up 2-0 going back to Oakland. Boogie looked terrible. I really feel like even if I'd be shocked. Now, maybe I'd be wrong, but I don't think we're going to see anything more than 6.5 come Game 3. But I'm going to add to my unit size. I'm going to take Raptors full game in Game 2. What do you feel about this total coming up in Game 2? Let's just see what the market has done with it. The total opened at 215.5. Within 5 minutes, it was down to 215. 2 minutes after that, it was down to 214.5. and then back up to 215. That's where it's sitting right now, 215. What do you think?
I mean, like I said, the Raptors, man, are playing the best defense in the playoffs. I mean, it was the Bucks, but they're gone now. And the Raptors are holding teams to 102 points yesterday, under 102 on 100 possessions. So, I mean, I can see here. Well, I don't know why they took the total yesterday. I ended up taking an under 217. That shit went over late in the fourth quarter when I had hopped on it. I think it'll be some baskets this time. They have to find a way to get Curry. Iggy got to knock some shots for this team. But I'm just going to stay away from the total, Jim. I just rather like the side. I think the side taking Golden State is a better bet. I'm going to step taking the Raptors just full game is a better bet than even playing with the side over here.
So do I. We've seen the Raptors take a heavyweight punch. And that's the big difference with this basketball team. Well, two. They have a closer, but this team's able to take that big punch. And we saw that in Game 5 in Milwaukee. They take that violent punch, 18-4. And I was in a chat and I was like, oh no. When we got back within like single digits at the end of the first quarter, I was like, this is perfect for the Raptors, taking that heavyweight punch. And I think the Warriors are capable of giving one to them early. We've seen that they can be down 15 points with a minute left, as we saw in Game 6 in Toronto against the Bucks, and turn it around in 4 minutes. So I'm not going to take the Raptors first quarter or first half. I'm just going to stick with the Raptors full game. But I'm sitting back here saying, wow, without KD in the lineup, with Boogie looking fat and slow, we're a better team than them. Now, you add the best player in the league to their team, maybe that changes things, and that will change things. What I'm saying, maybe that, of course, you put KD out there, it's going to change things dramatically. So we have to win Game 2, and I liked everything I saw. Speaking of Siakam and different player props, I'd like to pitch a couple to you right now, if you don't mind. One thing, Draymond Green says, I can shut down Siakam. I will shut down Siakam. What is your feeling on that? Because the players' points for Siakam has gone up. So remember, this messed me up too. It was 18.5 when we talked about it. Then it went down to 17.5 for the late show. And I guess that got in my head that it was going down. Now his player prop is at 19.5, and it's juiced to the under. Minus 130 to the under. Kawhi Leonard at 30.5. Danny Green up to 8.5 from the 6.5. We have Marc Gasol sitting at 10.5. He looked great in that first start. Lowry again at 14.5. Fred VanVleet at 9.5. Any of those jumping out at you?
I would stay away from the Gasol right now. The Kawhi, I was looking at him. Even though he had a bad game yesterday, he still had 23 points. But he got 10 of those points from the free throw line. So, I mean, he's a playmaker. He can get to the free throw line. But maybe the Kawhi, though, depending on how he comes out there. The rest, I think, hurt Golden State with how they were rusty. I think the rest kind of a little bit hurt Kawhi, too, because he was limping around. So hopefully that first game to get the blood flowing and he could go out there and it won't cramp up or tighten up on him, whatever was going on. But I like the Kawhi. Danny Green, Jimmy, the Danny Green one was iffy with us too, because not iffy, but Green had missed played 3 games, didn't make a 3-pointer at all in 3 games. That's not like him. So I expected him to come out last game and fire up some shit. 8.5 points. You're gonna need that production from him again in order to beat the Golden State Warriors, man. He hasn't put up offense. He hasn't make the Golden State Warriors guards use some energy. So I can agree with you with the Danny Green once again, but I wish it was at 7.5 and not 8.5.
Yeah, it does, and we got it at 6.5. Come on, when he got that layup, when he had 5 points in the first 5 minutes of the game, I was like, oh, this is gonna cash. I love it. I love the breakdown. Now, we all see, as always, you cashing in WNBA, and we got 3 games coming off tonight. Storm, Atlanta Dream, your Aces against the Mercury, and the Sun against the Sparks. We've had big line moves, huge line moves as always in this sport. The biggest one being an 8-point move towards the over in the Aces Mercury game, opening at 156.5, now at 164.5. Then we have the Sparks opening as 2-point favorites, and now the Sun have moved to 2-point favorites, so a 4-point swing there. The only game with not a ton of movement is the Storm Dream. Is there anything you're looking at on tonight's card?
Yeah, I hopped on the Aces earlier at the minus 1.5. When it came to the Sun, I was definitely on that +1. The line has reversed, and now Sun is sitting at -2. The reason I didn't touch the total in the Aces game and the Mercury game was because 4 of the last 6 games have gone under between these two. 7 of the last 10 Mercury home games have gone under. and 11 of the last 16 versus Aces have went under. So these two teams trend to the under. We get Liz back tonight. They're going to play a lot of inside ball, I'm thinking. Not so much three-pointers. The Aces aren't a real good three-point shooting team. They weren't last year. I doubt they will be this year with adding Liz. They're going to be going more inside. So that's what kept me off for the under in that one. I do like the under in the Sparks game. I'm talking over with Jay and my guys. It was at 165. It's at 164. Didn't take that. And the thing with the Dream here, Jimmy, I love the Dream a lot in this spot. We know last year they were ATS killers. They were 23-11 last year, ATS-wise. They 13-4 at home. This is a good home team. And it's funny, between the last 10 games between them and the Storm, they've won 6 of the last 10 games. And the Dream is 8-2 ATS. And they were dogs in 8 of those games. I mean, there was dogs 8 of their last 10 games between this team, and they won 6 of them and covered 8 out the 10. So I like the Dream here. Just real funny seeing this Dream team at a -6.5 now. If you have the juice and the money, I would say lay it on the first half, -200, or the full game, -275, or do like I'm going to do on the show. Watch Kings Court. I'm going to in-play it when they come on and look for a better line for us.
Yeah, and you do that so well. And sorry, I did miss that big movement towards the under in the Sun Sparks. That opened up at 172. 7-point move towards the under. King, you are such a huge asset to the team here. So Sunday, have you locked anything in? Are you watching the market? Have you locked in the Raptors yet?
Yes, sir. I locked them in. It's like I did the other day. I had locked them in. I locked them in already, minus the 1.5. And yeah, everybody, man, I had to talk my shit on Twitter. They gave me so much shit about my Blazers, Jim. It just felt so good to see the Warriors lose, man. So y'all dished a lot of shit out to me, Twitter, friends, foes, everybody. I had to give a little bit back, man. But we all friends, man. And let's go Raptors on Sunday, Jimmy.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We need to be up 2-0 or we are in big trouble. Big trouble. Keems the Man says, Ace is my team. I'm from Vegas, but I'm all on Mercury. Man, you guys got to get to those games. I wish I could hit one of those games with you, King. Gerald Martinez said, Aces might have issues incorporating Cambridge. And Flipper said, it's so funny to hear Raps fans when Golden State Warriors open up a 3-1 lead. I hope that doesn't happen, Flip. We need game 2. We need game 2. But it's nice to see that the Raptors go from +260 to win the series to +140. I'll be very interested to see the line if the Raptors get game 2. King, thank you so much for joining us, my guy. Where can we find you on Twitter and who you got on the show tonight?
KingRel2 on Twitter. Me, my man J Money, my man Max, man. We're going to take it easy this Friday, cap some WNBA, get some NBA plays out for this weekend, and then go enjoy our weekend, man. Ship with the family and the kids.
King, I don't know if you saw yesterday's show, but it sounds like Larry has some gang ties in Miami, and Freddie's been kind of concerned. Freddie's coming on our show. Would you please introduce him? And maybe, I don't know exactly what to ask of you, but Freddie's a little concerned about what's coming his way. And we have the number 1 video. Thank you. We have the number 1 video first. Okay, how about this? Hey, King, stay with us for a second. We're going to pop the number 1 video, and then I'm going to ask you to introduce Freddie and maybe give him some words of encouragement. He's a little scared about Miami. Freddie, can you pop in the number 1 video? Thank you.
I heard that Jimmy's going to Miami to film the next week's show for the NBA Finals over there. Guess what? I have some friends waiting for you, dude. Yes, these people are great. They will receive you, welcome you with arms wide open and definitely not knives in their hand. Nothing will happen to you. And if it does, it will not be my fault. I will not be responsible for your security. I promise you, you will be fine. Now, my pick for this weekend, it is for the Champions League final, the most exciting game in clubs in the world, the best game of the year, an English final, Liverpool versus Tottenham, an old English final. My pick, Liverpool to win and both teams to score at +275. In the last 8 games of the Champions League final, both teams have scored, always in the last 8 games. And in the last 4 games between each other, between Liverpool and Tottenham, Liverpool has won each one of them. So expect Liverpool to win and both teams to score at plus 275. Champions League final. Hell yeah!
Is number one. I guess if it comes down to it, he's really the only guy I hope loses. Is number one. Okay, but Ron Lofton says kind of like Juan. Now, hey, we keep him on the show. I told Juan if he was down double-digit units, cut. And he went on a winning streak. That's the kind of fear that I can put in somebody. And speaking of that fear, King, Freddie's a little nervous. Could you please introduce our guy Freddie Fortune and maybe kind of, I don't know exactly what to say, but just let him know that the light comes after the dark?
Yeah, man. Actually, I was scared for you earlier. I seen the light switch flick off earlier on the show, and Freddie was in the room. I was like, oh, shit, it's about to go down. But no, Freddie, man, don't be worried, man. If I was scared of anybody, I'd be scared of Juan. I don't know. He's talking about a gang or a gang rape, how he just break his shit down. So I'd be more afraid of Juan. But think about it, Freddie. If you get gang rape, I can teach you how to make a prison shake, and then you know how to keister it. You'll have enough space to keister that shit and walk around with it in Miami, man. Good luck to y'all, man. Have a good weekend. And Juan, I'm with Jimmy here, man. I kind of want you to lose, too. Deuces, y'all.
Oh, God, I like that. Oh, man. We didn't have the volume on for Juan's video. I have no idea what he said, but I guess it didn't sound good. Oh, God. Rail got me on that breakdown, man. Rail got me on that breakdown. All right, well, Freddie, I know things have been, you've been pretty disappointed in the office. Why don't you pull up a chair and things will get better immediately. I know that.
Immediately?
Come up. We've got a very exciting trip.
Are you sure that things are gonna be good immediately?
I am. Come on, Freddie.
I don't feel well.
I know.
Do I need to come in front of the camera?
Yes, please do. Come on. Come on, join us here. Join us, Freddie. Come on, get in here. So, Freddie, how are you handling Miami? Are you excited about Miami?
Not really.
Okay.
I didn't know about Larry's ties with the Second Avenue boys.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that the Miami-Dade County has 250? Oh, I will hang the call because there's a bit of sound. Just a sec.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, sure.
I need people to take me seriously.
All right, okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Did you know that there's 250 gangs in the Miami-Dade area? That means around 2,000, approximately 2,000 gang members. This means 10,000 associated gang members. The Miami-Dade Police Department has a specialized unit for gangs.
Okay.
There's one commander, 3 sergeants, and 13 officers.
Oh, wow.
That's not enough to protect me from these evil people.
Well, we don't know how evil they are.
So I have contacted a few gangs in order to protect me.
Okay.
But they haven't reached back.
Oh.
So I have been investigating, and I'm not sure if I should say this, but there's a way in Florida to get a gun permit if you have no criminal record, which I have. I mean, I don't have a criminal record, so I am thinking of getting a concealed gun permit before we go to Miami.
That's a pretty good idea.
I need your opinion on something.
Sure. Not bad.
I'm thinking of joining a gang.
Okay.
This is not the best idea because once I get into a gang, I cannot get out.
Yeah.
So I have to be comfortable with the idea of a long-term commitment, but...
Well, I think that joining a gang, as you say, might keep you in Miami. And if they do let you leave Miami back to Costa Rica, they may want you to, work for them down here, and it could lead you into a pretty difficult life. The concealed weapon is something I try to stay away from because if I have a weapon on me, it will be used to kill me. So, I know there's a lot on your mind. But all you can do is continue to study and figure out ways, and maybe we can get some guys in the chat to start talking to Larry and maybe calm him down. Mr. Fatfist says, I got you, brother, but Joe Anisi says, stop being a girl, Freddie. So, that's tough. Jorge Don't Play, though, says, Freddie looking really school shooterish right now. I don't know if that maybe makes you feel a little better. Do you have a play for us?
I got my mind in other things right now.
Yeah, I see that. Okay. Mr. Fat Fist says Miami's his backyard, Freddie, and he'll take care of you.
Thank you, Mr. Fists.
Thank you, Mr. Fist.
I will contact you directly.
I'm on the Giants money line minus 109. The first 5 under 5 minus 104 in Giants Orioles. I'm on the Brewers.
I don't
team
feel
total-
okay. Are you okay with me leaving?
Yeah.
I need to close the show and all that.
Okay. That's tough when there's a hit out on your head. It's never easy. Brewers team total over 4.5 and minus 128. The first 5 under 4.5 in Red Sox-Yankees. That was an addition that I still have to bet. Nationals team total over 4.5 at minus 107. Braves minus 1.5 at plus 105. That's a taint play today. Rangers Royals first 5 under 5.5 at minus 107. Think Corrado will pitch well with his parents in front of him. Indians team total over is something Donnie's on, but I have not made that a play yet. Cardinals team total over 4.5 at minus 106 was a play that I did jump on. I did jump on that play. That was a tale of Donnie. Mets doubled up. First 5 minus 0.5 and full game minus 1. And finally, I am on, and Donnie got me off the Phillies first 5, and I'm on the over 9.5 at plus 100, and the Angels team total over 4.5 at minus 137. I am concerned for Freddie. Larry doesn't seem to be fucking around, but most importantly, have yourselves a great weekend and get paid. Let's get the weekend started with some winners. Leche, Halos Bookmakers!